Hey y'all, we about to get into a little story time real quick, right? I'm laying in the bed in my comfortable robe, so I'm like, let me give y'all a little story real quick. So y'all, what can I say? Remember the story time I was telling about D'Angelo and them and the little warehouse and shit? Yeah. So where we left off, right? Um, I think I was telling y'all about I went to Sid house and me and Sid was kicking it, and then we was sitting on the porch and we was waiting for a mystery guy who we been trying to figure out who this motherfucker was this whole time. And I finally seen that it was it was Stevie. So Stevie, he pulled up or whatever, and it was like how what she said, like, he came in the house. We had a couple of like shots or whatever, and then like after that because we couldn't smoke in her house, so we had to step outside and smoke, so we smoked or whatever. And then after that he left, y'all. So then I'm just standing there in shock, because I'm like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that you been hanging out and dating Stevie this whole time and nobody knew? And then like he tried to like take me out on like a little date or whatever, and that's pretty much was it at that point. I'm just like, wow, like how y'all know each other like this? So fast forward or whatever, because after we stood out on the porch and smoked, he left. And so then she did ask, like, hey, like, how was it? Like, you think he nice, or you think he cool, or that's him, girl? Like, so you finally get to see him, but Sugar Bear, she ain't seen him yet. And I'm like, look, I mean, now that we know who he is, we done seen him, because like they all work together. We all work together, because it was D'Angelo. Like I said, he was like the supervisor, and like he'll have everybody on his team was like females, and he only had 3 guys, which the 3 guys was Stevie, this other guy who was actually messing around with Sugar Bear, and this other guy that I don't even know who the hell he was, because he wasn't in the store. So it was only them. So it was like, wow, that's crazy. So I'm like, why did Stevie ask me out? It made me think, because like, okay, Stevie probably asked me out because who knows what D'Angelo told them when we went out, which is a freaking lie, but who knows what he told him, right? So I'm like, he was just trying to see if he can like get in or something. It's just like, what was that? So I'm just like, And so then I'm like, then you didn't tell them that we was cool, but now he come to your house and he see that I'm the one that was with D'Angelo, like, oh, like I know her type shit. Like what we doing here? So anyway, it gets to the point where we all back at the job now, because we gotta go back to the job or whatever, and we working. So we on the same team. So one night we working or whatever, Sugar Bear is like real irritated. So I'm like, girl, what's going on? Why you irritated? So she just like, I'm mad because okay, I guess we can give her guy a name. Yin Yang is gonna be his name. So she like, I don't know what the hell wrong with Yin Yang. He tripping. We arguing back and forth. He getting on my damn nerve. I'm just trying to work, and we've been arguing for the past like 2 days, and that's their business why they was arguing. Whatever. I'm not gonna put that out there or whatever. So I'm just like, dang. But don't let that shit bother you, girl. You like, are y'all like dating, or y'all just messing around? Because if y'all just messing around, let that shit roll off your back. But if that's your man, then yeah, figure out what's going on, because why is he acting like that towards you? So then she was just like, I don't know, but he got a little punk ass attitude all of a sudden, and it's pissing me off. And she was like, honestly though, like with all the stuff that we are going through, I think he's talking to somebody else, and that's gonna piss me off. And I'm like, oh, so I'm like, definitely if he cheating on you, cause that's your man. She like, yeah, that's my man. Like we've been like going out on dates. He been taking me out. He come to my house. I go to his house. Like he got like a bunch of kids, but I think I only met like two. Like you like this is crazy. And now all of a sudden he want to act flaky and shit. He, they situation happened. Why they, the main reason why they get into it, I'm not gonna speak on that. But she was like, with that situation that happened, I think he talking to another girl now. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. So she like, yeah, I don't know. Now Sid is standing right there with her. She ain't saying shit. She ain't saying nothing. She just standing there listening to the conversation. And so then we go back and we go to work or whatever. We go to break. We come back. And we just doing our thing. So then I want to say, as we leaving or whatever, like me and Sugar Bear never, like, we all never left together. Like we got dismissed together, but we never like walked out the job together. That's crazy. We never did. Cause she would go, like Sugar Bear will go with Yin Yang. He'll drop her off or whatever. So when she left out the factory, all she had to do was go to his car. And then I was on the train, so I had to walk a block down to get to the train and the bus. And then I don't know how the fuck Sid got home. I really don't. Either she got a car or maybe she rode the bike with Stevie. I don't know. So then after that, I want to say some time passed, and like the next time we got back to work, that's when like I had saw Stevie, because this time like I normally work like overnights at the factory, at the warehouse, but this is a daytime shift that I got, so I'm working daytime shift. So now Stevie is there, but ain't nobody else there from our night shift, like all the people that I tell y'all about, none of them there, but Stevie is there. So we bumped into each other, and I was just like, hey, why you ain't tell me that you was like dating Sid? He was like, dating Sid? We ain't dating. And I'm like, she said, you're her man, her man, her man, her baby. You like what Megan say? And so then he like, no, like she want to pursue me, and I was thinking about pursuing her, and I didn't even know that y'all knew each other. I thought that she was talking about another friend the day with D'Angelo and stuff, because that day when I had took you to go get, when we went to go get Chinese food, he was like, that's the girl that I was talking about, that the one that you was talking to, you finna link up, that's the girl I was talking about. And so then like he said some stuff, but I'm like, I'm already in the, like, we already had went out and stuff like that, and I didn't see that side of you, so I don't see what he's talking about. And I'm just like, D'Angelo, whatever he told y'all is a lie, because we did not do nothing. I didn't touch that man. And we did go out, but it was a terrible date. Like, it was terrible. And he was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, he got a whole baby mama. That's what Stevie said. Stevie was like, he got a whole baby mama, and she crazy, and you just seem like a nice girl, and I don't want you to get wrapped up in that shit. And I'm like, he didn't even tell me he had a baby mama, let alone a girlfriend. He didn't want to tell me nothing about him. So he was like, yeah, that shit crazy. And so then I'm like, yeah. And so then I'm like, but Sid said that y'all was dating. And he was like, no, it ain't none of that. And he was like, if I knew that y'all was close, I wouldn't have asked you to go out. Like, I'm just, I did talk to Sid, but it was that. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So he just made it seem like it was that. So then I want to say too, so we worked or whatever, and I'm like, well, since you didn't know or whatever, because I'm like, you didn't know it was me or and whatever, so I'm not mad at you. So it was like, whatever. So we went our separate ways and worked or whatever, and then after that, I want to say a couple of nights, we go back to our night shift. And we there. And y'all, this story don't have shit else to do with D'Angelo. He's not in it, because we just started talking to each other. Like, he kept continue to mess with other females and talk to other females, but it definitely wasn't like that for me. Like, that shit was dead. Hold on. Hey y'all, I'm back. So yeah, so like I said, it wasn't like that for me. Like it was just like, dude, like we just D'Angelo's a non-factor. Like he's over with. So I ain't talk to that dude no more. I ain't look his way. It was none of that. Like he was, like I said, he was talking to other females, and he started looking for his next victim for his baby mama to fight. I don't know, but it was that. So then I want to say we back at the job next few nights or whatever, and we working, and now Sid didn't come in, and normally I'm just like, hold on, cause she's there, y'all. Like she's there making her coin. Like she's there, like she got kids and shit, so it's like she gotta work, she gotta make that money. So for her not to be there is noticeable, like to me, cause So I'm just like, dang, Sid ain't here tonight. But I also ain't see Sugar Bear there. So just like, okay. So then I get a phone call, and it's Sugar Bear. Sugar Bear was like, I know you at work, but what are you doing? And I'm just like, I'm working. We ain't have no break yet. So she like, girl, call me when you go on break. Cool, go on break. I call her. I'm like, girl, hey. I was like, are you here? Cause I've been looking for you. Did you get picked for another team, or like, I don't see you? And so then she like, nah, girl, I'm not there, but I'm outside the job. Like, I'm waiting for Sid to get off work. So I said, oh, I'm like, Sid not here tonight. She was like, oh, she not there. I'm like, no, she not working tonight. She not here. And she was like, bet, alright. And so then she was like, well, I'm just gonna go home. I'm like, what, y'all supposed to be linking or something? Y'all hanging out tonight? And she was like, no, I'm finna beat that bitch ass. What? I said, wait, what? So she was like, girl, she messing around with Yin Yang. I said, who? I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, and she's like, girl, am I sure? Yes. Cause I seen the text messages in his phone, and he is texting her. They going back and forth. So I was right. I knew he was fucking around with me on another bitch, but I didn't think the other bitch was at the job, let alone in my circle. So I'm like, she was like, girl, I'm gonna tell you everything that happened, girl. I'm gonna tell you everything that happened. So I said, girl, I said, when I get off, me and you was gonna link up, and we gonna talk about it. So she said, bet. So like, but now, like, by this time, cause some time had passed, like, y'all, cause I was there at the job for like at least a good like 6 months, because yeah, I was there for about a good 6 months. But when I had ended up officially getting my place, I had to relocate and work somewhere else because it was just too far to travel. But this time I was working on getting out of my mom's house so I can get my own place. So I was almost there. So damn, I lost my train of thought, y'all, because I'm going through a fucking allergy cold right now. So I got a headache. And it's just, I got a headache. Oh, yeah, I got a headache. So, where was I? Damn, hold on, y'all. So anyway, y'all, it get to, so I told her that, so I didn't have my place, but I was staying with a homeboy, and I didn't stay there alone with my homeboy. Like, we literally I only stayed like a week at his crib because I was finna get my place. Okay, y'all. So, I told her to meet me, over there. So I gave her the address or whatever. So she came through. So when she came through, she was like, girl, yeah. So I go through his phone because I just, women's intuition. We know these things. So she like, I just couldn't help myself. And he had left his phone because we had just got done doing the do. And his phone like was ringing, and he didn't answer, but he went to sleep. And girl, he knocked out now. Like, he had a long day. He had came home, took a shower. We did what we did, so he knocked out. So I got his phone or whatever. So he like, dumbass, I know your password. So it's like, I guess he forgot to delete their text messages. So I went in there, and so then she asking him like, oh, why you ain't? I found out about your girlfriend. I actually work with her sometimes. We started to build a bond, but I'm finna tell her what's going on if you don't tell her. And he was like, no, I'ma tell her. And it got down the line where he wasn't telling me, like, I didn't know nothing about this. And so then it got to when the text messages got deeper, and she like, well, you be coming over and spending the night and doing, and then next thing you know, I see you with her the next night, and that kind of made me feel some type of way, like, are you gonna be with me or are you gonna be with her? Like, who was you even with first? And then he was like, he was telling her, like, I was with her first, but I guess, I don't know, he ended up messing around with her or whatever. And so then I'm just like, what the hell? And I'm like, are you sure? Because she's actually fucking with Stevie. She like, Stevie, that fucking bum? I'm like, yeah. She messing with Stevie. I didn't know he was a bum. She was like, girl, yeah, Stevie's a fucking bum. Like he's a fucking bum. So I'm just like, well, she fucking with Stevie. And I'm like, me and Stevie actually had went out, but he didn't tell me that he was fucking with her. Like, he didn't know that we was cool or whatever. And so then I'm just like, wow. So she just fucking with everybody, man. I said, hold on. He's not my man. He's not my man. We didn't do nothing. We just went on one date. We just went to go get some food. It wasn't even that. We went to go get some food, get to know each other. That's all. And so then she was just like, oh, well, you better watch out if you trying to make him yours. And I'm like, nah, I ain't trying to do none of that. I'm trying to focus on me. I'm trying to get my place. I'm trying to focus on me. I'm not worried about none of this shit. But y'all situation is different because you and Yin Yang, y'all are together. Like, everybody at the job knew that Yin Yang and Sugar Bear was together. Like, there was no, like, everybody knew that. So you knew that and you still messed around with her. And so then I'm just like, that's crazy. So she like, yeah. So she like, I don't care how old she is. If she older than us, she definitely older than us. So she should be leading an example. She's older. And you being messy like this, and you in my face and you smiling. And then that's where I go back to the conversation that night that me and Sugar Bear was having. And I remember I said Sid was quiet. She ain't had shit to say. And she was like, she could have told me that night. Anything, y'all had time to, before I found out, because it was just getting to that point. And so then she like, so now I want to beat her ass. It's because it's like, you knew about me. And once he told you and you became my friend, like, bitch, what did you want? So I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. And it's funny because she like never caught up with Sid. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a Sid she was a supervisor, so she can see everybody's schedule when they coming in to work. So she'll make it to where they ain't working together. So they just steady kept missing each other. So now this time I say I left the job. I done moved on. I got my own little thing going. I got my own little place. So then I want to say I had linked up with Sid. Because one thing that Sugar Bear told me, she was like, I understand that y'all was cool, so I'm not going to get mad at you if you continue to be her friend, but we ain't hanging out together, we ain't doing, because this one time, me, Sugar Bear, and Sid went to this bar or whatever around from, like, Sid's house. She lived around the corner from a bar. We ain't doing none of that shit no more, but I'm not finna, if you want to keep dealing with her, that's on you, honey. I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do that. So I'm just like, okay, so some time done died down from the situation or whatever. She never caught up with Sid. So then I go over Sid's house, and so then I'm just like, so she like, I know you know what happened, like, we're not friends no more. And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, low-key, I was fucking with him first. So now here go to he say, she say shit. She was like, I was fucking with him first, but I stopped fucking with him, and then she started fucking with him after, like, I cut him off. So I'm like, why you cut him off? She was like, because I had got pregnant and I ended up losing the baby, and it was just too much for me, and he already got a bunch of kids. So, and I didn't want to tie myself to him after that. I couldn't see him after that, after losing my baby, and it was just no. So I'm like, well, maybe you should talk to Sugar Bear about that. And she was like, it's just too far gone, because they was like, they never caught up with each other, but they was like going back and forth with text messages and arguing, being on each other's phone. Like, Sugar Bear was on that. And it just got to the point where it just got too far gone. So she was just like, no, It's not gonna work. It is what it is at this point. So I'm just like, okay. And so then she was like, if you still cool with her and that's y'all thing, like they never put me in the middle of it. So that's why I do give both of them respect. So there it was like, damn, that's crazy. So she was like, and then I even moved on from him because I'm like, right, aren't you with Stevie? And she like, it's probably not gonna work out with me and Stevie either because Stevie be in a lot of females' faces too. So I just be like, oh, okay. So I'm like, well, what you gonna so you just gonna be to yourself? She was like, I am gonna be to myself, but me and Ying ain't started messing around like recently. Like we still messing around, even though he with this girl, you still fucking on him, so you still wrong. So then she like, I just, me and him do what we do from time to time. That was it. So then I want to say some time passed. Now one day, me and Nikki is chilling at my spot, right? So me and Nikki chilling or whatever. She came to come visit me or whatever. So we chilling or whatever in the crib. We was like, what we gonna eat tonight? I'm like, girl, I don't know what we gonna eat tonight. And so then all of a sudden I get a phone call and it's Stevie, right? So Stevie like, what you doing? And I'm like, oh shit, nothing. He was like, oh, you got the crib? I want to come see the crib and stuff like that. And I'm gonna get like a bottle or whatever. And P.S. like Stevie had a little drinking problem. Because every time it was a conversation, it was just about drinking. Like, I want to drink. And so then I'm like, my homegirl over here, and we were just thinking about what we gonna do for dinner or whatever, what we gonna do. So he was like, she drink? I'm like, yeah, she drink. So he like, all right, I'm gonna make sure I get a bigger bottle for like all three of us. And then, oh y'all, I just remember of another story time I could tell y'all. Anyway, so Stevie was like, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna make some garlic bread. I'm gonna make some homemade garlic bread. Like, y'all ain't never had no, like, we ain't finna get no store-bought shit. I know how to make homemade garlic bread. And I'm like, homemade garlic bread not that hard to make, but okay. So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna get everything I need to get, woo. So I said, okay, so what we gonna do with the garlic bread? So we just can't have garlic bread. And he was like, well, y'all wanna do some Alfredo, something quick? I'm like, yeah, we could just do some Alfredo. He was like, yeah. And he was like, I could cook. I'm a chef. I'm like, we can cook too. And he was like, nah, I'm going to cook for y'all. Like, this, this going to be like my gift to you getting into your place and stuff like that. So he was like, y'all ain't got to worry about nothing. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get everything and I'm going to be back. So, he like, I'm going to come over. So I said, okay. So, y'all, he come over or whatever. So, I introduced him to Nikki or whatever. So then he like, this is nice. So I really didn't have too much of nothing in the place. So we had to use what we had to get what we want. And he was like, oh, I noticed you ain't got no TV. I'm like, yeah, I ain't get no TV yet. We just like, watching shit on our phones, keeping each other entertained, shit like that. He was like, I got a TV that you can have. I'll bring it over. I'll go get it and then I'll bring it over later. So I said, oh, that's what's up. He was like, yeah, just add that to another. He was like, it's a nice TV. It ain't no big ass TV, but it's nice. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, how you gonna travel with the TV? You gonna bring it on the bike? And he was like, no. He was like, actually, I got good news too. I got me a vehicle. I said, oh shit, look at you, Stevie. So then he was like, yeah, I got me a vehicle now. So I'm like, cool. So he was like, so he cooking or whatever. He was like, all right, I'm finna make this garlic bread. Y'all ain't never had no garlic bread like this before. So we sitting at the table or whatever, and so then he cooking, and we talking whatever. So now we get to the point where the food is done. So I'm like, I can't wait to see this garlic bread. So he played up the pasta, easy Alfredo. He didn't do too much of nothing. Like, he ain't even hook it up. Like, he just had the sauce, the pasta, and the meat. I'm just like, there's no garlic, there's no butter, there's no onions, there's no, y'all see my vlogs, how I do my Alfredo and stuff. Like, nothing, no cheese on top, just TV dinner Alfredos, basically. Like, what, like, it was just literally that. Like, it was just sauce, noodles, and chicken. It was plain as fuck. No seasoning, no nothing. So he was like, okay, so he like, I'm finna do the big reveal of the garlic bread. Here you go. Me and Nikki looked down at that damn garlic bread, looked up at each other, and was like, okay, y'all. We ate the food. Then after that, Stevie left because he like, I'm finna go get the TV. I'll be back. Y'all, this motherfucker took sandwich bread, cut the ends off, spread butter, put garlic powder on top, popped them in the oven. I'm going to say this again. He used sandwich bread, cut the ends off, put butter, garlic powder on that shit, popped it in the oven. When it came out, he put parsley on top. Nikki was like, bitch. As soon as he left out, Nikki was like, bitch, we did all that talk about that damn garlic bread. And then all he did, she was like, girl, my 1-year-old could have did that. Because now by this time, by this time, Nikki had her first child. So she was just like, my 1-year-old could have did that. Okay, so... So after we get done laughing at this damn garlic bread situation, so he leave, right? So then by the time he come back, like, we basically, like, done died down. Like, Nikki done, blew up the air mattress. Now she sleep or whatever. We done took our showers. We, like, I'm in my room or whatever. And, we just, like, finna go lay down. So then he like, hey, I'm still coming back. I'm actually like 10 minutes away. So I'm like, okay. So then he get there, and so then I'm thinking he finna bring me like a small little flatty, right, y'all? He bring me one of them small little box TVs, but hey, we had to use what we had to get what we want. So I'm just like, okay, I'll take this. This is for now, whatever. So he hook it up, all that and all that. He comes. I'm like, you gotta be quiet, it. I'm sorry. Oh my God. It's so hard. So I was like, my friend Nikki is sleeping. So he was like, okay. So he come in, whatever, tiptoe. So he come in my room because I'm like, you could just set it up in my room. Like, we can watch TV in my room or whatever. And like, Nikki ain't gonna be here that long. So yeah, just put it in my room. So then he set it up or whatever. And so then after that, he was like, you mind if I stay tonight too? If I just crash, I'll be out in the morning. I gotta go pick my, no, he had his son with him, y'all. He was like, I got my son with me, and I just don't, want to be all out all night traveling with him. I gotta take him back to his mom in the morning. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So then I'm like, yeah, you can make him a little pallet or whatever. So he made him a little pallet because his son was like, I guess he was asleep in the car, and then like when he woke up, then he was still kind of sleepy or whatever. So he was a little baby until, so I rocked him back to sleep or whatever. And then he went to sleep. He made him like a pallet, and then put the baby on the floor because I had just moved in, so I really didn't have much. So shit, we was all on the floor. So I let Nikki, cause she's my guest, so I let her get my airbed. So I was like, no, you're my guest, whatever, it's fine. So I'm in the room on the floor too, in my little pallet. So we made him a separate little pallet. He went to sleep or whatever in the corner. He was good. So then we laid down, we went to sleep, and then I want to say like in the middle of the night, y'all, I turn around, I wake up, motherfuckers is munching. They ain't munching on no chips. So I was like, hey, shit, what the fuck? I didn't stop till I needed to stop. So once I get done and hitting this, I'm like, what was that? So he was like, I'm sorry, I just couldn't resist. And you always looked good to me, and you got your, you doing what you doing, your big one, you got your place and all that. And I'm like, aren't you with Sia? And he was like, I told you about Sia. I'm not with her. We not together. It's not even gonna work out. So I'm just like, oh wow. He was like, yeah, like she got her own life going on, and then now she pregnant, and I don't know. I'm like, what? He was like, oh, you didn't know? Well, don't tell her you heard it from me, but yeah, like last time we talked, yeah, she pregnant, and I'm just like, is it yours? And he was like, we only slept together once. Then it only take one time, but I used the rubber. Like, no, like, no. And so then I'm just like, wow. Now, me and Stevie did not do it. We did not have sex. The only thing he did was munch like a mango. That was it. And then after that, we was talking. And so then he was like, so he was like, yeah, that's what it was. Like, and then she basically cut it off. Like, but I kind of felt that way too, because she had a lot going on. Like, she just had too much going on. So I'm like, damn. So he like, yeah. So then after that, like, I want to say he left the next morning, like he said, with his shorty. And then pretty much after that, I'm just like, oh my God, I wonder if Sugar Bear know, because the only dudes that she told us about was Stevie and Yin Yang. And if it ain't Stevie's, it must be Yin Yang's. So some time like passed or whatever, and I get a phone call. So it's Sugar Bear. So I'm like, oh my God. So Sugar Bear is mad. So I'm like, oh, she must know. So then I'm like, yeah, girl, what's going on? So she like, girl, I'm so pissed off right now. I could punch a fucking wall. I'm like, ooh, what happened, girl? So then she was just like, girl, I'm pregnant. And it's yin yangs, and I don't wanna be pregnant, but I don't believe in abortions. I'm like, oh my God. So then I'm just like, oh my God. And so then she like, yeah. So this gonna be baby number 2 for me, girl. So it is what it is. So then I'm like, damn, girl, that's crazy. So then I'm like, do you know about Sid and Yin Yang situation? And she was like, you know what, girl, I moved on from that. Like, he just the bone. You know what I'm saying? He just the bone. And I didn't have the bone. She didn't have the bone. We all didn't have the bone. Oh, well, whatever it is. So she was just like, it is what it is. I'm content with it. You know, I'm going to have my baby and move on. So I'm like, yeah, I guess she going to do the same thing. Or I guess they going to be together. I don't know. So she like, well, it sounds like you know something that you ain't trying to tell me. Or what's going on, girl? Like, what? Don't worry, I ain't gonna put you in none of the shit if you tell me anything and nothing. And she held her word, because I told her. I sure did. I was like, girl, Sid pregnant by him too. She said, right now? I said, yeah, right now. She said, oh, hell no. Nah. She said, now I'm pissed. I was over it. I was content with it. I said, oh, I didn't want to fuck up your mood. She like, girl, if anything, you helped me. No, because this going to make me want to stray away from his ass even more. Now I'm finna call and cuss his ass the fuck out. So that's what she did, y'all. She hung up from me and she cussed. She went and did her thing and woo-woo. And so then some time had like passed, not too much or whatever, and then Stevie had hit me up and he was like, so next week's the big day. I had met everything I needed to me. I got all my money. I'm moving out the state. I'm going back home to my hometown. So I said, oh, congratulations. And he was like, yeah. Because it was like this one time, like before he had called, I had actually went to Stevie's house to kick it with him. And because like he had came to my house or whatever. And so then he had picked me up to take me like to the beauty supply store to get some stuff. And then I'm just like, I'm free for the day. I ain't doing shit. So I had rolled with him to his house. And then we kicked it there for a little minute, and then I came back home. Like, it wasn't, that's why I didn't really include that little part, but I guess, well, and then I turned around and included it, but it wasn't a main thing in the story, but that was just that. So then I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm like, well, what you gonna do with the place you at now? And he was like, well, my lease is up, and so I'm finna get up out of here. So I said, oh, okay. He was like, you want anything from my place? You know, I got some stuff or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm cool. I'm actually finna go to this one little spot that, like, when you first get your place or whatever, you can sign up for this spot where they'll come help you furnish your place. And I found out that a lot of states have that. So if y'all like moving into a new apartment or whatever, you get your own, and it's kind of hard for you to like get that furniture, look into your state and see if it's like any programs, because it's programs where like you can sign up when it's like you get your first place and they'll furnish your apartment for you. Now it might not be like 2026 shit, you might get something from like 2015, 2010 shit, or you might get something older than that, but it's something to a jump start. You ain't got to be in like an empty ass apartment, you know what I'm saying? So just figure it out if you got that in your state. But in our state, we got something like this, and I know another state has it too. But anywho, back to the story. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. This little place finna come, and they finna help me get like furniture and stuff. So he like, oh yeah, I heard about that place. That's where I got the TV from, because they helped me when I got it. I was like, oh yeah, so about. So he like, you need help moving everything. I like, no, I got movers, I'm straight. And so then he was like, all right, cool. So he was like, well, yeah, if you don't need nothing, I'm finna bounce. And I'm like, so the baby not yours? He was like, nah, the baby's not mine. Like, that baby is not mine. I know that for a fact. Like, that baby's not mine. And so I got one son, and I'm finna take my son, and we finna get up out of here. I said, you, okay, nice knowing you, sayonara. And so then he was like, yeah. So now he done like he done moved or something. Sometime I think a baby about like a month had passed, and I'm trying to get in contact with Sid now. And Sid, like, y'all, like, she completely blocked my number. She like stopped talking to me. She unfriended me from social media, and I'm just like, okay, bitch, what the fuck? What's going on or whatever? And so I'm just like, I just like moved on or whatever. So then me and Sugar Bear continue like to be cool or whatever. And so then down the line, so I was one day, I think it was like around Christmas time, and so Stevie had called me, and he was like, happy holidays, how you doing, how everything, how y'all doing out there, I'm like, we cool, whatever, it's cool, how y'all doing? He was like, we fine, and all that. And so then I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, he like, you talked to Sid lately? I said, no. She shortly after you moved, I don't know what happened, but she cut all contact from me. I tried to like talk to her. I tried to like get through to her, but I can't. She blocked me. And he was like, oh, that's probably my fault. And I'm like, what happened? So he was like, I told her about that night, and I came over. And I guess she felt like you went behind her back and slept with me. And I'm like, the nerve of fucking Sid. The nerve of this bitch. How dare you do that? Like, first off, like, I'm like, did she even get the whole situation? Like, my thing is, because how you just gonna take this nigga side? And that's the same thing that you felt when you bought that shit to me about D'Angelo. You was quick to take they side. Female, let me tell y'all females this shit. And this is for all ages, not just the young girlies. But this is for all ages. Why y'all get mad at the fucking female? Because if he would have told me off the jump, like, I didn't pursue him, he pursued me, he took me out. Now, if he would have been like, oh, I got the situation going on with Sid right now, this is just like a little friendly lunch date, but I am dating somebody, then that would have been my decision to keep dating him or back the fuck off. Back to the story, though. So, y'all. So, I'm just like, she didn't even hit my side. She didn't even hear what the hell I got, like, what, like, she didn't even call me, she just cut all contact. She didn't even know. And then he was like, right, like, I didn't tell her, like, cause I'm like, how did the situation happen? And so then he like, well, I had called her, we was talking, and he was, and long story short, it got to a question where she asked, like, well, do you know Honeybee? And he was like, yeah, like, we went out to dinner one night, and then after that, I went to her house, and, we got intimate. I said, hold on, we did not get intimate. Why is you lying to this woman? We did not do that. You was a munch, and then we had a conversation, and you left. And he was like, well, that's part of being intimate. No, intimate is when people are doing the do. We didn't do the do. So now she thinking that, and then he was like, yeah, I told her all this happened after we met at her house. And I'm like, that's why she mad. But I'm like, if she would have asked me, I would have told her what the hell it was. So then I'm just like, she didn't even ask myself. She didn't even ask how I feel. And none of this, y'all. Oh, y'all, I forgot to tell y'all. This is me. I'm Honeybee. This is the big reveal. Y'all will see me. I'll do it more professional next time, like sitting up, like in a corner, whatever, have it all decorating. But this is FaceTime. Like when you FaceTime with your girl, with your homegirl, what y'all doing? Laying in the bed, chit chat. Like we are FaceTiming girlfriends. Hey, sis. Like, you know, I know y'all kind of see my face in my vlogs a little bit, but I'm very like camera shy and I'm very secretive, you know. But it's like, how you gonna be a content creator and you know, I gotta try to break out of that, you know. Hey girl, hey, this is me. So now I'm just like, yeah, she didn't even hear my side. So I'm like, now I'm really trying to get in contact with her because me and Sia had a good relationship, y'all. We did. Like, we was cool. And I've never been one of them. I'm not a homie hopper. I'm finna fuck my friends, man. I'm never that. But the way he told her made it seem like that's who I am. And I'm told her from day one. Now it make it look like I'm a liar. And if Sia ever come across this video, I really want her to know. Hey, y'all. So yeah, we back like this because yeah, this is a different day and whatever. But like, yeah, I just want her to know that I was never like that. It was no, I'm not like that. And I really see it as like a good friend, a mentor, a mom. Like, I really saw her like that. And it's like, girl, when I do you like that, like, no. And it's just like, Stevie was petty as hell with what he said and what he told or whatever their conversation was. But it's like, girl, no, it was never like that. Hand up to God. And especially with all the stuff that me and Sid done been through, because we were cool, y'all. We was like cool. Like we went out for my birthday one year, had a good time. Like I said, I spent the night at her house a few times. Like when I first got my place, she was actually one of the first people to give me a housewarming gift. Like, it was cool. But I mean, it is what it is now. Like, it is. But yeah, so pretty much after like that situation, I could never get in contact with her or whatever. So it was just like, it is what it is. But me and Sugar Bear remain like cool. We remain like cordial and stuff like that. And so then down the line, you know, they both had their children by yin yang, and they became sister wives, but they don't fuck with each other. Not sister wives like that. Like, what I could say is they was both woman enough to like let their kids know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, their kids know each other and stuff like that, and they growing up together. But as far as them two like getting along or anything like that, no, that shit dead. It's never gonna be that. And then as far as Stevie, like, he moved and he stayed gone. He ain't never come back. He stayed where he was at too. So that's how it was. Yeah, and then like I moved on with my life and, you know, continue working, making money, and just worry about me. Like, I couldn't worry about how someone else felt, and especially they already made their decision with not letting hear my side. So it is what it is. And that's pretty much it. Like, shoot, of this story. But I got like maybe one more story about Stevie, and then I think that's pretty much it. I don't have any more stories about D'Angelo or Sugar Bear, so this is just basically a part 2, you know, as my last story time. Which, if y'all did not see it and you don't know who these people are, go back to my first story time about the warehouse. You know, all warehouses are the same. I titled it something like that. Go watch that and then come back and watch this one. Then you'll know who everybody is and all that. So yeah, so I will talk to y'all later, babies. I'm actually in the middle of making dinner. I'm making white rice and fried chicken, so I gotta get to that. And I will be dropping another story time soon. I love you, babies. Peace out.